Welcome to the luxury estate. We're live with over 1 million viewers.
The infinity pool of value.
And here comes the matte gold SUV. A pair of 6-inch stilettos just hit the gravel.
Welcome to the Verified, where influence is tested, perception is measured, and only one walks away with everything. In this house, visibility is currency, behavior is strategy, and every moment, whether controlled or careless, has a cost. 100 million, that is what you are competing for. Not promises, not exposure, real value. The winner takes it all, and the rest leave with only what they manage to protect.
Stephina, refined, calculated, built on legacy. She does not chase attention, she controls it. And in a space like this, control is power. Blessing, quiet, observant, undefined. Some call it humility, others call it strategy. But even now, it is unclear whether she is overlooked or underestimated.
They are influencers. They are competitors. And over the next few days, they will reveal exactly who they are when the pressure removes the performance. You will watch, you will judge, and you will understand that not everyone who shines.
Welcome to the era of excellence, my loves. I know you've been waiting. The foyer is marble, the champagne is vintage, and the guest list, well, it's exclusive.
And that's why you never settle for influencer status when you can be an icon. Oh, wait guys, the first roommate is here. Let's see if she lives up to the profile picture.
Pink? In this lighting? It's a bold choice, Precious, very loud. I suppose when you don't have a legacy, you have to make a noise.
And I suppose when you're a relic, you have to hide behind vintage labels to stay relevant, Stephina. I saw your last engagement report. The numbers are dipping. Is that why you're here? For a resuscitation? My numbers are curated. I'd rather have 10 kings following me than 1 million peasants. But look at you, wearing that brand. Is that the seasonal collection? I didn't recognize it, probably because I only look at the VIP pre-orders. It's custom, sweetie. Something you can't get even with a legacy credit card. But don't worry, the house is big. Maybe you can find a corner to stay in where the lighting is dim enough to hide those fine lines.
We're live with over 1 million viewers.
The infinity pool.
You're late. Traffic was a nightmare. They're already at each other's throats. The comment section is losing its mind. Stephina's bag just trended on Twitter, but Precious Suit is selling out in real time. Who are you betting on, Demi?
I don't bet on people, Warren. I bet on data. Right now, the drama is profitable. But the moment one of them becomes a liability, they're deleted from the house. Go tell the ladies dinner is served and tell them to bring Diamond to Smiles.
I've had dinner at the Palace in Rabat, and even they didn't try this hard with the gold plating. It's a bit nouveau, isn't it? Like someone is trying to prove they belong.
First night and we're already checking expiration dates? Relax. The chef is world class. Eat. You're going to need the energy for whatever the Oracle has planned for us.
Look at those spikes. My live just hit 3 million concurrent. They love the pink, Steph. They love the noise. Your noise.
Actually, Stephina, you're a legacy tag. And legacy in this house is just another word for obsolete. Look at the sentiment score. The public thinks you're arrogant.
You think you can rank me? I build the industry they're playing in. That girl, that pressure, she's a virus. She thinks she can walk into a room I design and tell me the lighting is wrong. We'll see who's still verified by the end of the week. I didn't came to remind Lagos who the architect is. Stephina is terrified. I can smell the Chanel No. 5 and desperation. She's playing the queen card, but the kingdom is under new management. I don't need a legacy. I have a thumb scroll. I'll have her deleted before the first Sunday dinner. Watch me.
Pool of value.
And here comes the matte gold SUV.
You're too quiet, Phantom. In this house, silence is a death sentence. People forget you're here, and then the likes stop coming.
Let them forget. The loudest person in the room is usually the one with the most to hide. Precious and Stephina are so busy fighting over the crown.
I see that the Oracle isn't playing with us. He's playing against us. This isn't a show, Warren. It's an auction. And we are the products. Welcome to the show.
You've seen their lives unfold in real time. You've watched the arguments, the control, the mistakes, and now your voice is no longer passive. It becomes part of the system. This is not just observation. This is participation. Who rises, who falls, and who holds value is no longer decided in this house alone. To vote for Stephina, ever fifths the balance. To vote for Stephina, dial in A001. For Precious, dial A002. For Blessing, dial 03.
Stephina knows what she's doing. That kind of control is rare. And don't gamble with that. I'm voting Blessing. She's real, and people like that deserve to win, not just the loudest person in the room.
Every vote is a signal. Every signal shapes perception. And perception determines value.
Good morning, my loves. Welcome to the suite.
Stream is live. Viewers up 20%.
Perfect. Let's give them a show.
Like spiking. Engagement is fire.
Love you all. More soon.
You just crossed 4.5 million live viewers, and the engagement curve is still climbing like it's not planning to stop. But the luxury brands are hesitating, unpredictable, and unpredictability makes them nervous about long-term partnerships.
Luxury isn't about being safe. It's about being unforgettable. If they want predictable, they can go buy mannequins. Me? I'm the storm they pretend they don't need until they realize I'm the only thing people are watching. Now tell me the truth without dressing it up. Who is rising against me? And why are they getting comfortable enough to think they can stand in my lane? Coyote, who?
Stephina is pulling sympathy numbers, and it's not small. People are calling her timeless, saying she represents structure, class, longevity. It's not loud, but it's steady, and steady can be dangerous if you ignore it.
Sympathy is a currency for people who don't have power. I don't need people to feel sorry for me. I need them to feel like they can't scroll past me without losing something.
Get me, Warren. If there's a system running this house, then I want access to the part of it that isn't visible on camera.
They're getting louder, more desperate, more convinced that noise can replace foundation.
It's always the same pattern. People mistake visibility for permanence, and then they're shocked when they disappear without leaving a trace. Let me educate you, since education seems to be missing in this era. Influence is not measured by how many people shout your name today, it's measured by how many industries shift when you move. I don't follow trends, I design the environment that makes trends possible. And I don't intend to be replaced by noise.
You look expensive, I'll give you that. But expensive doesn't always mean relevant, and relevance is the only thing that survives in a space like this.
You look visible, which is useful for people who are still trying to prove they exist. Visibility without control, however, is just exposure, and exposure has a way of turning into vulnerability. You keep talking like this house is built on your rules, like we all walked into something you created. But the truth is, this isn't your era anymore, and nobody is asking for permission to replace you.
You don't replace people like me, Precious. You exhaust yourself trying to compete, and eventually you collapse under the weight of your own noise.
You're both speaking like the system cares about either of you.
You're fighting each other, but neither of you is asking the right question. The real question is who benefits from you destroying each other, and why are you making it so easy? You stand here like you're observing something bigger than all of us. It's interesting, because most people in this house are too busy performing to realize they're being studied.
Observation is safer than participation. When you observe, you see patterns. When you participate, you become one.
I didn't come here to be a pattern, Warren. I came here to break them, reshape them, and leave everyone else trying to catch up to something they don't understand.
And what do you need to do that? Because people who talk like that usually need something they're not admitting out loud.
I need access, information, timing, the kind of things that don't show up on cameras.
You're asking me to interfere.
I'm asking you to stop pretending you're not already part of the game.
You've spent the day performing versions of yourselves, competing for attention, and convincing yourselves that attention equals value. Tonight, we correct that misunderstanding.
You will work in pairs, and your ability to collaborate will determine your alignment with a brand that does not tolerate weakness. This is not about personality, it's about control, perception, and execution under pressure.
Precious. Warren.
I prefer partners who speak. I prefer partners who listen.
This is it. This is where they decide if I'm noise or power, and I don't intend to leave that decision in anyone else's hands.
You have Warren, which means you have proximity to the system. But proximity isn't control, and if you push too hard, they'll shut you out before you even realize it's happening.
I don't push, I position. And once I'm in position, I don't need permission to take control of the outcome. And Stephina, she's not ready for what I'm about to do to her image. You're difficult to read. And in a space like this, that's either a strength or a liability. I haven't decided which one you are yet. I'm not here to be understood, Stephina. I'm here to outlast people who think understanding me gives them an advantage. I have something to protect. That means I don't have the luxury of miscalculating my alliances. That's exactly why you will miscalculate. People with something to lose make decisions based on fear, not clarity.
Precious is moving fast. She's trying to secure influence before the task even starts. Speed creates mistakes. Let her accelerate. And if she succeeds, then she becomes valuable. And valuable assets are easier to control than desperate ones.
Enjoy the view tonight, Stephina. Because tomorrow I take everything that still makes people look at you and I turn it into something that belongs to me.
You're mistaking noise for inevitability. Tomorrow will remind you that control doesn't belong to the loudest voice. It belongs to the one who understands what's actually happening.
Tomorrow doesn't belong to either of you. Tomorrow belongs to whoever realizes the game isn't what you think it is.
I feel bad for Blessing, but at the same time, this is why you don't enter spaces. We need to talk.
This morning, one of our sponsors reviewed last night's footage, including behavioral patterns that raise concerns about brand alignment and long-term image risk. They have made a decision, and because this is a transition, that decision will be communicated publicly.
So that's it. One brand pulls out and we're supposed to act like the sky is falling. Please, I have more deals than they can afford to lose, and this doesn't even scratch the surface of what I bring to the table.
I warned you, but you were too busy performing to listen. You don't build real influence by shouting, you build it by controlling perception, and you've lost control of yours.
You think this is control? You think sitting there acting superior makes you untouchable? I generate more attention in 1 hour than you do in a week, and brands follow attention whether they admit it or not.
You don't have brands, Precious. You have temporary endorsements that pay you just enough to stay loud, but never enough to build anything real. I work with institutions, you work with algorithms, and algorithms replace you the moment you slip.
Did you see that? They dropped her just like that. All that shouting, and now she's the one losing money.
She talks too much, it's entertaining, but you can't trust someone like that with luxury brands. They want calm, not chaos.
Let's address what just happened, because I know all of you are watching and forming opinions like you understand the full picture. One brand deal ends, and suddenly everyone thinks it's a downfall. But you're forgetting something very important. I have multiple streams, multiple contracts, and this doesn't define me. This is bad PR. You should apologize.
I don't apologize for being myself, and I don't shrink because a brand gets uncomfortable. If anything, this proves that I'm too real for spaces that require people.
Welcome to the luxury estate. We're live with over 1 million viewers.
The infinity.
She doesn't understand the difference between independence and isolation. One gives you power, the other leaves you exposed. This is what happens when noise tries to compete with structure. 160 million, and I walked into this house thinking I could solve even a fraction of that. What kind of plan is that? And how do you carry a number that big without it breaking something inside you? They think I'm quiet because I'm weak, but I'm quiet because I'm calculating every move. I don't have the luxury of mistakes, not when failure means going back to a life that's already collapsing.
She lost the deal, but her engagement just doubled. That kind of chaos is profitable, even if it's unstable.
Stability attracts attention, but it repels trust. And in this system, attention gives you entry, but trust determines how long you stay.
So what happens to her? That depends on whether she learns or collapses.
You can pretend it didn't affect you, but everyone in this room knows what just happened. You lost something real today, Antefina. I didn't lose anything that matters. If a brand can't handle me at my worst, then they don't deserve me. I'm not adjusting myself just to make people comfortable. You think this is about comfort?
You're not powerful, Precious, you're reckless. And reckless people don't last in spaces that require discipline, because sooner or later the system removes them before they can destroy themselves completely.
No, but Stephina ate her up. That line about algorithms replacing her, that was personal. Still, Precious is bold. I like that she doesn't pretend. At least you know what you're getting.
Precious is crazy, but she's entertaining. I'm voting her. I want to see what happened this if she actually survives this.
The system has registered a significant shift in audience engagement following yesterday's events. Some of you gained attention, others gained sympathy, and some of you are still being ignored.
Look at that. The quiet one is climbing, and suddenly we're supposed to pretend it's because of strategy. No offense, Blessing, but silence isn't a skill, it's just hiding.
Talking doesn't make you strong, Precious. It just makes it easier for people to see where you're weak. And right now, you're exposing more than you realize.
Laughs.
You think you're deep, don't you? Sitting there like you're above everything, like you figured something out that the rest of us haven't. But let me tell you something, you're not mysterious, you're just invisible. And people only care now because they feel sorry for you. You talk like you're in control, but everything about you is reactive. You don't lead, you respond, you chase, you push, and then you pretend the chaos you create is strategy when it's really just lack of discipline. You have no right to judge me. I have every right. You talk like you're in control, but everything about you is reactive. You don't lead, you respond, you chase, you push, and then you pretend the chaos you create is strategy when it's really just lack of discipline. You have no right to judge me. I have every right. I didn't come here to compete with you. I came here because I have something real to fight for, and that's more than you can say, because everything you do is about attention, not purpose. How dare you? You know nothing about me!
Purpose? Let's talk about purpose then, since you want to stand there and act you're different. Tell them why you're really here, Blessing. Tell them about the 160 million debt. Tell them how your family borrowed money they couldn't pay back, how your father died and left you with the consequences, and how you're standing here pretending to be calm when you're drowning in problems you can't solve.
That's too much. You don't expose someone like that on national television.
That's not drama, that's cruelty.
It's so wrong. They went too far this time.
That's just cruel, not entertainment.
I feel bad for Blessing, but at the same time, this is why you don't enter spaces like this without being ready. People will use anything against you.
You think exposing that makes you powerful, but all it does is show how far you're willing to go when you feel threatened. Yes, I have debt. Yes, my family is struggling. And yes, I came here because I needed a way out, but at least I'm honest about my reality. You, on the other hand, are so busy protecting an image that you've forgotten who you are without it. And the moment that image cracks, there's nothing underneath it to hold you together.
That wasn't strategy. That was destruction, and it changes how the audience sees her completely. Desperation reveals truth faster than patience ever could. She's no longer performing, she's reacting, and reactions are easier to predict.
This is what happens when you lose control of the narrative. You gain attention, but you lose trust, and in the long run, trust is what determines who survives.
I didn't come here to be exposed like this. I came here to fix something, to build something, to find a way forward, but now everything feels heavier. Like the entire world is watching me carry something I can barely hold. But if this is the cost, then I'll pay it. I didn't survive everything I've been through just to break here. We didn't want anyone to know this. We borrowed money when her father got sick because we had no choice. And every day the hospital bills kept increasing like there was no end to it. He needed surgery, he needed medicine, and we kept borrowing because we believed he would survive. But he didn't, and the debt didn't stop when he died. It only became heavier, like something we could never escape.
Blessing didn't come to that show for fame. She came because she's trying to carry something that is bigger than her. And I just pray she doesn't break under it.
That girl is suffering quietly, and someone used it against her like it was entertainment. That is not right, and people like that deserve help, not humiliation.
Oh, that's so true.
I didn't know it was this serious. 160 million is not something you joke about, and she's carrying it alone. We have to do something. This is bigger than the show now.
So this is what we're doing now? Turning personal problems into campaigns and expecting the public to reward it like it's strategy.
I didn't ask for any of this to come out, and if you think pain is a strategy, then you don't understand what it costs to live through it. I came here to work, not to be pitied, but I won't apologize for something I didn't create.
This is no longer a game. That girl is real, and people respect that. The other one, she's losing control, and everyone can see it. If you insult someone like that, and the truth comes out, you don't recover easily. The public doesn't forgive that kind of thing. That's so true. Social media can destroy you overnight. Exactly. The public is ruthless.
Blessing, you need to see this. People have started contributing money online, and it's spreading fast. Influencers are sharing your story, and the amount is increasing every minute.
No, I didn't ask for that. I didn't want it to happen like this, not like this where it feels like I've been exposed instead of supported.
It's already happening. You can't stop it now.
Even if it's small, it matters. If enough people contribute, it can reduce the burden, and at least she won't be alone in it anymore.
We can't watch someone suffer like that and do nothing. This is not just television. This is...
You need to calm down and think about how this looks from the outside. The public is supporting Blessing because they see her as genuine, and right now, you're being positioned as the opposite.
I don't care what they think. People are emotional, they react to stories, and tomorrow they'll move on to something else. So I'm not about to adjust myself for temporary opinions.
It's not temporary. You crossed the line, and now it's affecting your deals, your positioning, everything you've built. You need to take accountability before it gets worse.
How dare you speak to me like that? Like you're on the outside judging me instead of doing your job. I brought you into this space, and now you think you can lecture me like I don't understand how it works?
I'm trying to stop you from destroying yourself. Because right now, that's exactly what you're doing. And if you don't see it, then no one else can fix it for you.
No, that's it. You don't do that. That's not pressure. That's disrespect, and people won't support that.
She just ruined herself.
Brands won't touch her after that. It's over.
That's not something you recover from easily. This changes everything. And the public won't separate that moment from who she is. She wasn't destroyed by the system. She exposed herself to it, and the system simply responded. Now we measure the damage.
This is why discipline matters. You don't lose everything at once, you lose it slowly, piece by piece, until one moment exposes how little control you actually had.
The donations are pouring in for you.
My baby, the truth is coming out.
You did this!
One is rising because people believe in her. The other is falling because she showed who she really is. That's how this always ends.
Good evening. The world is watching. And now, the moment of truth.
You have watched them live speak, react, and reveal who they are under pressure. You have seen composure, collapse, discipline, and desperation, and now the system completes what it started.
This one is clear. Discipline wins. You can't build something lasting with noise and anger. Blessing deserves something too. She carried pain without turning into chaos, and people respect that.
3 individuals enter this system with different strategies, different intentions, and different levels of control. Only one maintained consistency without losing structure, and consistency is the foundation of sustained influence.
Stephina, your control, restraint, and understanding of perception allowed you to maintain influence without collapse. You did not chase attention, and for that, you received the highest valuation.
Blessing, you entered with burden, pressure, and vulnerability, but you remained grounded. The system responded to your authenticity, and the public amplified it beyond expectation.
So that's it? One mistake and everything disappears, just like that, like none of it mattered, like I didn't build anything at all. It was never one mistake, it was a pattern that led to a moment, and that moment revealed the pattern fully.
On behalf of the foundation, we present you with this check for 100 million naira.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is incredible.
She had everything, but she didn't control herself. That's how people lose big. You have seen ambition without control, discipline without noise, and pain out performance. Now we ask you,
What truly defines value in a world that rewards attention but punishes instability? Who among them reflected strength and who reflected collapse? The system has delivered its verdict, but your judgment is what shapes what comes next.
I had everything, and I lost it trying to prove I deserved it.
You voted, you decided, and now you've seen what happens when attention, discipline, and reality collide. In this world, everyone gets something, but not everyone keeps it.